Let me take my shoes off. Eee! Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon. Hi guys, it's Ouch110. How's everyone doing? Good, 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 I hope. I've come out really early today because it's a beautiful day and I have my week off of work. So let's get out in that sunshine. Look at the sky. I think I might sit here all day. But first of all, let me talk about the questions that you guys asked in May. I feel like I just did the April ones and it's already mid-June. Time warp. Anyway, I brought the questions with me to the park, so let's just begin. The first question came from Russell Harrison and it was on my Voce Viva video, the rant one. Sorry about that, but I was feeling some type of way. He asks, do you like Flower Bomb? No, I do not like Flower Bomb, Russell, and the reason is because it's probably the opposite of what I actually wear and like. I like dark, heavy, oriental, smoky sometimes things, opulent, wacky, weird things. And Flower Bomb, as popular as it is very pink. It's very, very sweet and I smell it all the time, everywhere. And I feel like I'm gonna have a dog run at me any minute. So yeah, no offense to anyone that likes it, it's just I don't wear pink, sweet things. I sometimes wear sweet things, but only if they've got a darker element, I would say. So thanks for your question. The next question was on my April questions and answers and it's from Ruth Ann McKinnon. For your next Q&A, what are your top 3 cheapy fragrances? I think I've answered this one in some kind of capacity in another way, but I'll try and answer again. It sometimes changes. The first one would be Shush by Jade Goody, celebrity fragrance, and she's from the UK. Well, she was from the UK, she's passed away now. Recently I smelled Stash by Sarah Jessica Parker. Great one. I was really impressed by that one, so I think I'm going to put it on my wish list. And the last one would be, let's throw a spanner in the works and say a good old faithful Far Away by Avon. It stood the test of time, it's still sold now, it's a very 80s, possibly 90s perfume. I think it's 80s. But yeah, Avon Far Away. It could be any number of things, but those are the 3 that come to my mind right now. The next question was on my rose fragrances. I showed you guys my collection of everything I have in my collection that is rosy, and this one's from Sarah Williams, or Sarah Williams. When a name is spelled S-A-R-A, you never know whether to say Sarah or Sarah. Sorry, Sarah. Thomas, have you had a chance to try Blackbird, House of Matriarch, or Sucreabai fragrances? I have not tried Sucreabai, but I have tried some from House of Matriarch, and Blackbird was one of them. Oh, my questions are blowing away. I can't actually remember it. I really can't, because the one that stuck out to me was Orca. That was the one that I really liked. So Blackbird, I can't remember, but I did try 3 or 4 of them and liked all of them. And then I looked at the prices and I said, oh dear, no, might not be getting those very soon. But there was Coco Blanc as well and something else. But I liked all of them for sure. I didn't get great longevity out of Coco. Is it Coco Blanc? I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I'm sure that I liked it, but I can't remember it, so apologies about that. The next question was on my Charuti 1881, and this one's from Sylvia Vega. Donde puedo encontrar esta fragancia? Por favor, alguien que me lo diga. Yes. The next question was on my 10 White Musks video and it came from True Snowden. I like that name. Body Shop are now stopping doing this White Musk oil and the new one has no smell to it. Do you know where else it can be bought? I'm in the UK. Don't even lie, True. They are not stopping making Body Shop White Musk. That is a legendary fragrance. It is the White Musk perfume. It's the smell of the 90s. It is one of the smells of the 90s, I should say. I cannot believe that they are discontinuing it. I honestly can't. Unless you mean specifically just the oil. In terms of where else can you get it, I wouldn't know. I mean, it's Body Shop. Body Shop sell Body Shop stuff. I never see it anywhere else other than that shop. I guess it's just going to be an online hunt. But I really hope in my heart of hearts that it is not being discontinued, because that would be very sad and the end of an era. The next question was on my 10 green fragrances for spring, and this one's from Victoria Palowska. Hey, love your vids. I have a question that's torturing me. What's the perfume to smell like a rich girl? I mean, a common perfume, $150, that would make me smell like my dad bought me a car for my 18th birthday, or 18th. I work with rich people and the girls have that smell. I just never felt comfortable to ask. Could you help? I mean, that is a very, very subjective question, because what smells expensive to one person will smell cheap to another. It's really tough. My biggest advice would be to you, pluck up some courage and go and ask these girls what it is that they're wearing. Just do it. Just rip off that band-aid, go and talk to them and see what it is they're wearing. You might find out that it's something that isn't very expensive at all, and you probably could have just got 10 bottles of it straight away because it's very, very cheap. You never know. And please let me know what it is or what some of them are wearing. What do rich girls wear in my brain? Something Chanel, probably. I don't know. What does it smell like? I don't know. The next question came from Bailey McCoy, and it's on my Taboo review by Dana. Is this meant for men or women? Yes. Marketed for women, anyone can wear it. The next question came from Beavis Bonds. You have been around for a really long time. You old as hell. This was on my Jean Paul Gaultier Intense review that I did. Hi Tom, hey Tom, do you find when out and about you rarely smell someone exuding a real heavy perfume like the heavy hitters of Original, Classique and Angel Poison? Like you get a waft from someone in the street and it's, whoa, I want to follow you. Sauvage and La Vie Belle don't count because they're horrible. 10 sprays of any high street fragrance just doesn't last outside the house, I find. No opium beasts anymore. Discuss in your next Q&A. Let's discuss. The reason for that is, in my brain, is that rich, opulent, mass-marketed perfumes aren't made that much anymore. The world is going in the way of sweet. The world is going in the way of millennials who like to smell ultra clean. They like to wear a no perfume that doesn't feel like you're wearing a fragrance, but just makes you feel a bit clean and fresh. I have worked in the fragrance industry. 9 out of 10 customers say fresh. I want something fresh. Whatever that means. So it's just not the demand of people nowadays. Occasionally I will smell somebody wearing opium, but yeah, the heavy hitters of the past I think are now just seen as dated, and it's not what the consumer wants, so therefore it's not what the companies produce. Let me take my shoes off. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. I wish I smelled more heavy hitters, but really it's the things that are marketed the heaviest, like Sauvage. It's on every bus stop in the centre of London. Johnny Depp's face is just right there. You can't get away from it. So no, I don't really smell that. I do smell things that I think, oh, that's nice, but not, whoa, that is crazy good. So yeah, it's usually Aventus or Santal 33 or Sauvage or La Vie Belle. I smell it every single day pretty much, or something in the pink, fluffy, sweet, sugary realm. That's just what it is. Every time I walk past a group of girls, I prepare myself to think, okay, what are they going to smell like? And it's always some kind of body mist sort of smell. So it's up to us to bring back the good stuff. Make it known again. Okay, thanks for your question, Beavis Bonds. The next question came from Caesar911, and this was on my Al Rehab video that I did ages ago. I have Al Rehab oils and let them not smell good. Why don't you let them smell good? I mean, just let them, just embrace it. Go with it. Open your heart. How long is it good to rest them after postal delivery? That's actually a very good question, Caesar, because I have noticed many times, you know, when you get a perfume delivery and you literally claw at the door to open it to the postman, and then you run in with the parcel and you get the scissors out and then you spray it, and there's something a bit odd, or it's just not how you remembered it when you smelled maybe a sample or you smelled it in a shop. It happened to me recently with Aaron Terence Hughes' perfume called Goddess. I recently bought that one, and when I sprayed it I thought, oh, this isn't really the same as the sample, but it's because I literally just fell over myself to open it so quickly. And I think you should at least let them rest a day, because there's something with them traveling, sometimes depending on the weather, and they've been in a cold van or a hot van, something happens. There is something that happens with that for sure. So if you can resist, let them rest for a day. It's really tough though, really tough. The next question was on my April questions, and it's from Chris F. Do you recommend a fragrance similar to Midnight Poison, and do you agree that Dior should bring it back? I think everyone agrees that Dior should bring Midnight Poison back, right? I think a lot of people were devastated, dumbfounded, head scratching. Why would they discontinue a fragrance that's so beautiful and so popular at the same time and so unique? There is only one perfume that I would recommend to try, and I think it might be discontinued as well. It's called L-E-L-L-E, and it's by Yves Saint Laurent, and that is the closest thing that I've smelled to Midnight Poison. It is slightly more feminine, less heavy on the patchouli, but such a gorgeous perfume as well. I don't see it around that often, and it was my substitute for Midnight Poison. So hopefully try that one. But yes, Dior, please bring it back. What are you thinking? Just take away Poison Girl, bring back Midnight Poison. You'll make a lot of people happy, me included. The next question, also on April, is from Eleni Panagiotopoulou. Ooh, love your videos, Tom. Can you please recommend an almond blossom or fruit fragrance? Come to Greece again. We do use carpets in winter. She said that because in my last questions and answers I spoke about there not being much carpet in Greece when I went, and I smashed a bottle of perfume on some tiles. Anyway, almond blossom, almond. Almond blossom is so tricky. I don't even know how real that would be in a perfume. I have seen perfumes with it as a note, but because I've never smelled it, I wouldn't even know if that's what I was smelling or not. So I would have to sidestep that one. With blossoms, I don't think they're really ever distilled. Maybe linden blossom is one of the only ones, and orange, of course. But when you see things like cherry blossom, it's never real. Have you smelled a cherry blossom? Not the prettiest smell in the world to me. But in terms of almond, yes, you could try Girl of Now by Elie Saab. Also, the famous Hypnotic Poison by Christian Dior. That's got an almondy feeling, as well as a bit of a licorice, fluffy, kind of coconutty type smell. And there's a really great one called Sweet Oriental Dream, and it's by Montal. That one is a really big amber, but with a lot of almond going on. So hopefully that helps. Thank you for your question. The next question is also on April, and it's from Erin. Love your videos, Tom, thank you. Building off the aldehydes question, could you do a video exploring the various kinds of aldehydes? I'm newer to the fragrance world, and the first time I smelled an aldehydic scent, one of the soapy ones, I was like, ew, no. Then I found one that I love, Rayflexion from Mars Milano, sweet and sparkly. Trying to figure out the varieties and what is a much bigger family of notes than I originally realized. Yes, so I actually responded to this question in the midst of other stuff, I think, Erin, and I said, I might buy some aldehydes and do a video on them. Oh my God, the hay fever is killing me right now. There are so many aldehydes. There is a more common type of aldehyde, which would be the one that you find in Chanel No. 5. That is the golden, soapy, kind of sparkly one. It's almost a little bit buttery. But then there's a peach one, a strawberry one, a coconut one. There are woody ones. So I did actually look at buying some aldehydes on a really cool website, and the shipping was more than triple the amount of what I was going to buy. So I don't know how that's going to go, but if I can find a place that sells them, I may do it. Thanks for your question. The next one comes from Hannah Baker, and it was also on April. What is your favorite 90s perfume? Dolce & Gabbana Red Cap. The next question was on my Amouage Boundless video, and it's from Isabella Rijweska. Are those new releases a good pick to start one's journey with Amouage? I haven't smelled anything from this house yet. Would be great to change that. Thanks for your review. I would say probably not, because these two fragrances from Amouage, Boundless and Material, the two new ones, are quite a departure from where the brand usually is in terms of how they smell and how they feel. These ones feel very naturalistic. They are made under the direction of a brand new person for the company. I wouldn't start with them because this is a new chapter for them, so I would start at a back chapter. It really depends on what you like. They do tend to have a lot of opulent, rich, complex fragrances, but then they do have a line of fragrances called The Secret Garden, and I always tell people that's a good place to start with them. They are a bit more commercial. They are often a little bit sweeter, a little bit more wearable. If not, I would try the Renaissance collection, because they're not quite as commercial as the Secret Garden collection, but they're also not as opulent as some of the others, so they're kind of in the middle. So I would start with Renaissance. There you go. They're called Crimson Rocks, Ashore, Meander, and something else that I can't remember. But anyway, I hope you like them. The next question was also on April. It's from Jackie Bits. Question for you: can you name the fragrances you have acquired on your travels, and give a little backstory on how you came to find them? So the thing that springs to mind with this one would be when I went to Grasse the first time, when I went alone, because I came back with 5 perfumes from that trip. I usually want to buy a perfume when I go on my travels. I have that intention, but when I get to the airport, I often am just faced with the same as what I find in department stores, which is loads of people all trying to spray me with a million things that I'm not interested in or have smelled before, or whatever's new. So when I went to Grasse, I bought 5. So I smelled, on the way out, I smelled Narciso Rodriguez, the white one. It's just called Narciso. So I bought that on the way home. I bought 3 fragrances in Grasse actually. I bought 2 from a tiny little shop that had all kinds of trinkets and knickknacks and soaps and stuff like that. I bought a pure tuberose and I bought a pure orange blossom perfume. I bought them home. I've since given them away because I found other things. I don't know, I just moved on from them. I also bought from Fragonard, right in the center of Grasse, I bought Rev Indienne, which is a really big amber. It kind of smells like Shalimar. And I bought it from that shop because I loved the shop so much. I can't even explain how beautiful it is. Grasse is on a mountain anyway. And the shop is on a particular part of the mountain where you walk into the shop and it's got these French doors that open with flowers. And when you look out, you're looking out over a valley. So I wanted something from that shop just so I could get something from there, I don't know. But I really liked Rev Indienne anyway, so I got it from there. And yeah, I gave it to my mum in the end, probably 2 or 3 years later, but yeah, loved that one. And the last one I got, I can't remember. There was definitely 5, I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, that's mainly the ones I've gotten on my travels. And I'll tell you another one. The first time I went to India, we stayed in this really beautiful eco-friendly coconut grove type resort, like a palm tree grove next to a beach, and it had the most beautiful pool, and there was a shop there and they sold these, I think they're about 7 mils with a jewel on the top, and I tried one in the shop and it smelled like fracas. I still have it actually. It was a really potent oil and I've kept it because I really like the bottle. So I got that when I went to Kerala in India, and the resort was called Murari Beach, and I want to go back so bad because it was so lovely. So I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. Not helps, it doesn't help you, but I hope it answers your question. The next question is from James Nash, and also on my April. Tom, what is the funniest story? Oh, that is the funniest story regarding your holiday in Greece, dropping the Michael Kors on the tile and never again being able to wear tuberose. What perfume houses have you stopped patronising until they release something new and exciting again? Mugler. I'm done with Mugler. I have tried. I have talked to you guys a lot about newer things that they release. This, alien that, another alien, 25 aliens. Couple of angels as well, and all of them have been just not Mugler. Mugler is no longer Mugler, so I no longer get excited about Mugler. It's not that I stopped buying stuff from them. I wouldn't really buy anything from them without trying it anyway now because of the way that they are. So Mugler is the answer to your question. Thanks for your question. The next one's from Jamie Wright, and this was on my alien. How strange. The world is strange. My alien, my best and worst of alien flankers video that I did. Really appreciated this review. Question though, what's your thoughts on Alien Sublime? I have not tried it, Jamie. I'm really sorry. I've not tried that one. The ones I have tried are all the ones in the video. Next question from Keith Gray on April. Hi Tom, really enjoy these videos. Do you know of any perfumes that have a good long-lasting orange note? Also, cheeky, do you have a favourite saffron fragrance? Thanks. Why is it cheeky, Keith? Not cheeky. Long-lasting orange note, no, pretty much doesn't exist because by nature, citruses do not last long. It's not something that you can't just make citruses last longer on their own. They need structure, like a house needs a wall and a roof. Say orange is the roof, it needs walls and it needs things underneath it and it needs foundation. Citruses are volatile materials, they burn off of the skin very quickly, so the orange will never last long, unfortunately. So the answer is no. I mean, I can barely think of fragrances that have an orange note, apart from Civet by Zoologist. But again, the orange is only in the opening because it always will be. Citruses are opening notes. And favourite saffron fragrance? Why yes. Saffron Rose by Grossmith. The incredibly expensive one that I could never afford, but I do happen to have 2 bottles of it. It is one of the most exquisite perfumes I've ever tried, bar none. And yeah, obsessed with it. It's absolutely beautifully elegant and amazing. So really old English brand called Saffron Rose. It's amazing. So yeah, I think I've waxed lyrical about that on my channel quite a lot before. The next question's from Lavender B. There are 2 bees right here, right now, trying to get these flowers around my feet. So maybe that's you, come to ask your question in person. This one's also on April. Do you have any fragrances that you truly never get bored of? I've never found one personally. I tend to go through phases and sometimes get bored before I finish a bottle. Is this a common thing? Yes, it's definitely a common thing. I think as a fragrance collector, it's almost like you're looking for that next high all the time. And then once you've got it, you're already moving on to something else. But there are definitely fragrances that I never get bored of. And they are the ones in the top 5 of my Fragrantica shelf. Samsara, Moth, the Dolce & Gabbana Red Cap, Namban by Arquiste, and White Patchouli by Tom Ford. So I hope that answers your question. But I think, yes, a lot of people are probably the same. I think it's just that whole collecting thing and always wanting something new and exciting. It's not a bad thing. I just move on from them. I give them away, or I, you know, just use them up, pay more attention to them. Anyway, thanks for your question. The next one is from Little Duck. I thought that said something else because the sun was shining on it in a very strange way. This was on my favourite Lush perfumes. I have a question. Do you have any recommendations for a violet perfume? All the violet perfume recommendations to me have that lipstick waxy scent for me that doesn't smell like violet at all. Please share your knowledge. You're probably smelling things that have iris in them because iris and violet is a very common combination in perfumes, and iris is the thing that gives fragrance that lipsticky scent. So if you want real violet, there are 2 by Guerlain. There is one called Après Lundi. It's a cold, crisp, clean violet. There is also Insolence by them, the Eau de Parfum version, and that is very syrupy, very strong, powerful violet. There was one in the Lush video, which was Confetti. That one's violet and violet leaves. It's a green violet with some coffee and a bit of rose as well. Lush also have another one called V. It's just called V. It wasn't in my video because it's not my favourite, but it is worth trying out if you want a real punchy violet. And that's all I can think of right now. There's so many other ones. If anyone else is watching, reading, saw that question, please suggest some violets in the comments because everyone has a different favourite. The next question comes from Martin Koshinek and it was on my Boundless video by Amouage. Thank you for this review. That vanilla sounds like a soft pillow of joy. Will you review Amouage Overture someday? 100%, because now that I am on Amouage's radar, I'm in contact with the PR lady there. They recently sent me 10 ml fragrances of things that I haven't tried because I love to review Amouage fragrances, and both overtures were in there. So it will be done at some point in the future. Well, obviously not in the past. The next question is from Mansour79, and this was on my ranking Zoologist fragrances 27-1. I wish I'll have the chance to sniff Panda and Beaver in the original version. They're the only Zoologists I could never put my nose on. Can someone point me in the right direction where to find them? Cheers. I don't know, you could write a really nice eye-fluttering letter to Victor and ask him if he's still got some. I maybe wouldn't recommend that because he's super busy, and yeah. Your best bet is to go into fragrance sale and swap groups on Facebook. I have my own swap and sale section in my own group, which is called Ouch 110 Smelly Friends. You can put out an ISO, an in search of, just say, has anyone got a decan or a sample or anything of the original Panda or Beaver? And usually people come to your aid. People are really nice, they're willing to share, willing to sell, willing to swap if they don't want it. You just never know who's got what lying around. So I would recommend going on Facebook and joining some fragrance sale and swap groups. That is the best way to do that. So hope you find it and let me know what you think. The second to last question is from Paula Santos Costa, and this was on my April questions. Hi there, I'm new to this fragrance world and I'm so happy I've discovered your channel. Well, welcome. We talk about perfume all the time here. As I am starting my collection and discovering new scents and fragrances, do you think that a perfume subscription box is worth it? If yes, which one would you advise? UK. I think some of them are great and I think some of them are not. The ones where you get to choose what you want out of a couple of different things are the best. There's a recent one that a friend of mine actually works for. They're called HOOHAA, and you can choose 110ml a month. I think it's £14 or something, and you get to choose out of 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 different things. So I would go for something where you have a bit of freedom as opposed to where they just randomly send you stuff, because then it's just like blind buying really. So go for one where you can make an informed decision, so you at least can get something that you might like as opposed to just something that could be just anything really. So I would recommend HOOHAA. And the last question was on my 10ml sample sets eye candy video that I did recently, and it's from Penelope Pit Stop. Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon. How about a video on Calvin Klein perfumes bought out by 2005 by City? Have the formulations changed a lot? Yes, they have, and that is exactly the reason that I probably wouldn't do a video on Calvin Klein. They're another one actually, going back to, I think it was James Nash that asked about brands that I don't buy from anymore. Calvin Klein's another one because everything that they put out in the last, I'm gonna say 5 years, has just been a big fat meh. Gone are the days of contradiction and euphoria even, and even some of the older ones. So the things like City Girl, City of whatever it is, City Girl, I don't even know what they're called anymore. And then there's just a million CK1s and CK2 and CK3 and CK squared. So the formulations have changed for a lot of them, the things that I've smelled. So I probably won't be doing a video on them, and that's not nice to end on a negative note. So I'll make up a question. This one was on this video and it's from Ouch 110 Fragrance Reviews. Oh, they've got a good name. How are you doing? I'm great. I'm really, really good. I've got a week off of work. It's my birthday on Friday and it's my anniversary tomorrow. So fun all around. I'll be going to visit my lovely mum as well. I have lots planned and the weather is looking fantastic. So that's it. I hope you guys are alright and like this video. I'm Ouch 110, trying to make the world smell better, one video at a time. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.